Peggy 16.
With Update 18, Stalingrad is receiving a major refresh, bringing new life to one of our most iconic maps. Across the battlefield, we've refined and expanded areas to give you more tactical options and greater immersion. At the train station, new trenches and buildings strengthen both defensive and offensive options, whilst the Carriage depot has been reworked with a fresh carriage layout, adding more depth to the fighting around the central railway. The city itself sees several key updates, including the Yellow House now featuring a brand new point of interest building, and the Brewery has been given extra attention to improve both cover and atmosphere. We've also revisited HQ zones, with adjustments to both the Soviet and the German HQ. One of the key goals for this refresh was to address performance issues across the map. This has led to changes in many areas, including the Pavlov's house capture point. Not only have these adjustments improved overall performance on both PC and console, they have also balanced the gameplay experience by improving sightlines and introducing new buildings and cover that create increased strategic opportunities. To further heighten immersion, you'll also notice large-scale fire VFX improvements, new ambient fog volumes found across the map, and expanded use of volumetric fog, deepening the atmosphere of urban warfare in Stalingrad. As always, our aim is not to replace what you love about this map, but to refine and enrich it, whilst respecting its original design. The Stalingrad refresh releases as part of Update 18 on all platforms. For details on every change coming to the game, head over to our website to read the full changelog. Welcome into the stream, everybody, and welcome to Update 18. My name is Ben, the community manager, and I am so excited today to not only be able to play some great games of Hell Let Loose and Update 18 with you in the community, but also to be joined by the one and only Adam. Adam, you are the senior environment artist for Stalingrad, and I'm so excited to have you on stream. Welcome in.
Hi, yeah, thanks for having me. It's a real pleasure to be here.
It's lovely to have you here. Obviously, we're going to play a few games. We're going to jump into it in a sec. But for those viewers at home who have not had the opportunity to meet you before, I just thought it'd be great if you could maybe give a rundown about what your involvement in this map is and what we're going to be able to talk about today.
Sure. So I came on to Hell Let Loose with Expression, and I was tasked with leading this map, optimizing it, making sure that it ran smoothly enough, because it was quite a janky map before, was a big thing. And then also some quality of life improvements, helping design with sight lines, layouts and things like that, and generally just bringing the map up a bit in terms of new tech that we had. And we got to try out some new stuff that we're using in future maps as well, which is really nice. So Stalingrad is a really good kind of place to try out a bunch of stuff and make the art look better.
I mean, it certainly is. I mean, for those of you who haven't jumped in already, or maybe have read through the changelog, which was an extensive one this time, I do have to say, as the person who had to write that, get that one all uploaded, it was pretty hefty. But yeah, there has been a lot of changes. And with yourself being the art lead, I do want to give a heads up to those of you in chat, because undoubtedly there's going to be some questions about the armor. We're not going to be able to talk about too much about the armor ourselves. Yourself, Adam, and me as the community manager weren't involved too much in that, but everything art related. Any level design stuff as well? Would that be?
Yeah, we can talk about level. So yeah, anything that's involving Stalingrad art or level design, I could chat to you about, because I was involved heavily in that. But I can't talk about characters or armor, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Oh, well, that's absolutely fine. I'm sure that there's going to be loads of questions as we go through this map. But I think the best way for us to talk about it is just to see it in person. So we're going to jump into the game. If you would like to join us, this is obviously me. We've got Adam here. Hey, Adam. But if you'd like to come join us, I believe that we're playing on EU Server 2, on the official one. So yeah, feel free to come join if you would like to. But because I think at the moment we don't have too many people on the server right now, but that gives us a good opportunity for us to walk around the map, have a little chat about the different changes that have happened, and yeah, I think I'm going to pass it over to you, Adam, because we have obviously spawned here down on HQ2. Have there been any changes down this way?
Oh yeah, I mean, all the HQs have had like a pretty massive changed them. We optimized loads of buildings. It's not the most interesting thing, but a lot of them were just quite heavy, had a lot of materials and stuff on them, really were draining on it. So those have all been changed. We've added the new train tracks, we've added more cover and things like that, because we all know sometimes somebody likes to come and try and invade your HQ, so we've added some actual ability to defend your HQ if you need to. And yeah, just generally the ground materials and things like this is a great example to look at the scatter tech we put in, which is all these rocks and bricks, which is kind of auto-scattered using Unreal's stuff. We'll see loads more of that later. This is actually quite sparse in comparison. But yeah, and just generally make everything a little bit shinier. Moving up, we've got blown up ISBAs everywhere, had an improvement across them, same with the red brick buildings and any of the apartment blocks. The apartment blocks up here were chunky boys. They needed a lot of love. It took a very long time. An artist I worked with worked really hard on those to bring them up so that they weren't. Yes, somebody said Stalingrad. Yes, these buildings were causing a lot of issues, but we've now improved them quite heavily. Yeah.
I mean, that was definitely one thing that I'm reading through the patch notes, the changes that had to be made to some of the big buildings, and the work that were done by the VFX team was pretty insane in sort of background, and changing the amount of materials used and such.
Yeah, I mean, we had some of these buildings had like 25 plus materials, and we managed to knock most of them down to about 8. Which says a lot, I think. Similar with like even these barricades. Actually, this barricade we're next to right here. Some of these were like 20 strong, like 15 to 20 materials on them.
Jeez.
And we just managed to bake them down just a bit more efficiently. This is what happens in game dev, right? You get in there, and when you're in the thick of it, you kind of make some choices that maybe you regret. And these barrels didn't need 3 materials on them. They just needed 1. Stuff like that. It's like, yeah. From a tech perspective, we just want more with less, if that makes sense. So if we can make it look just as good, but with less things, then the game's going to run smoother for you. You'll have a better experience, and at the end of the day, it's all about FPS and making sure that we're running about and things are actually running. You want to be able to shoot something and then realize that you actually hit it rather than it was 2 seconds ago. So.
Well, I think we're coming obviously up to Volga Banks right now. This was obviously had a few small changes, not as many as other ones. But what sort of was touched on here in Volga?
So Volga was mostly sightlines. So from an environment art perspective, we didn't do that much other than like upgrading the visuals a bit and improving some of these clusters, things like that. Things like the vehicles, rubble piles, so that you've got this kind of slight bit of cover here. Things like that were really important to us. We've improved Tech Art, improved the VFX on the burning tanks, so the flames are better, and we've got nice smoke foglets coming out. They were looking a bit janky before. Again, ground materials, merging stuff, making it feel like it's all destroyed and part of the same thing. Our job as environment artists is basically, if you can see what we've done, then we're not doing our job right. You shouldn't be able to really see what we've done. It should just feel quite natural when you run through. But mostly sightlines, I would say, in Volga Banks, which was great. Design did a fantastic job just upping the points you can hide and stuff. Because one of the things about Stalingrad, and this could be a point of contention with players, was these huge, I mean, you can see it here actually, if you come to me here, the sightline down this road, it's huge. And we kept some of them in, and there might be a rubber pile distance, but in terms of a map, being able to see that far down a road is crazy, because actually getting to points you need to get to, if this was a capture point, you'd really struggle to get it. So we were kind of working with that, improving gameplay around that, as well as making the art look good. Anyway, that's a road. We don't need to look at that.
Oh, well, we're leaving Volga, heading our way up to the next capture point, which is going to be the brewery. And this is one that I believe has had a little bit more love, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so I'm not going to name drop anyone on this. I'm just going to say environment artists, so you know who you are. One of the environment artists worked on this. We added some buildings. There's more point of interest in this. There's a big old chimney in there now, a few big chimneys. One of the things we found in Stalingrad was it was very flat, and all the buildings were the same height. And actually, one of the things we wanted to do was we wanted to be able to set these points of interest from a distance. So you can tell you're headed to the brewery now by these chimneys. So that was a huge thing. There's also an additional building in here, because one of the things again we found with Stalingrad was it was just quite empty, and we understand that the Battle of Stalingrad there was a lot of open fields and things like that. But in terms of gameplay and our capture points, things like that, we wanted to kind of spice it up a bit, make it so you could do different tactics, have some fun with it, just enjoy playing the game again with fresh eyes, and rather than walking and dying, which I'm sure is we're all very used to that in Hell Let Loose, of course, we wanted you to be able to like put some new tactics in, hide in places, really change it up a bit. So there's a lot of things originally here, but there's also like this new additional building here and this broken down warehouse element, things like that. Just were really nice to add. We did want to add more. I mean, this is the way we're game dev. We always want to add more, but we couldn't. So there were some things I'm not going to mention that we wanted to put in here that ended up not going in. But in general, very pleased. This is good actually. Right. So where I'm stood here, we have a volumetric fog volume. And one of the things that we found with Stalingrad was obviously heavily destroyed, and with weather being a huge thing that you had to fight all the time, as well as like the wind whipping up dust and things like that, wanted to introduce this new idea of these kind of volumetric fog volumes, which are kind of soft cover in places, which is really fun. So we got to use those throughout the map. And it gives you that really interesting thing of, you come out of a building, you see the fog, and then people appearing out of the fog and things like that. So if you, at a distance, you can't tell who I am. That's kind of fun, and a really interesting thing we wanted to include in the game play element was like, obviously you can see the green bubble above people's heads, but every now and again getting caught out by these little fog volumes and things like that. And we could change the colour of them, so here we got it and it's debris. Other places we got it where it's diesel and things like that. But one of the things we definitely found with a lot of the photographs from Stalingrad is the amount of mist and fog and things like that. Now again, I'm sure people are like, we hate fog, but Stalingrad was very well known for having this awful weather that changed regularly. And actually, a few of the battles, and I'm not the biggest history buff in the world, I have just read some basics. There were battles that it changed because of the weather changing, and the heat changes and the hazes and the fog and things like that. We probably won't see it in this game, we might, but there is actually dynamic fog in this that rolls in. There you go, there's no volume over there. So, at some point, the distance fog might become thicker and you can't see as far, and then it will thin again, and then it will exist, and then it will come back and forth. And that again was really interesting from a gameplay perspective of just making the level more dynamic, because Stalingrad was a blind mess. So we kind of wanted to capture that if we can. Yeah, the distance right now we can see quite far, so
definitely. I mean, I really love those, like, sort of the mini fog volume, as you mentioned, just sort of like where the rubble's being thrown up. It adds a really sort of new element. I can see there's a few people messaging in chat. A couple of nerds said that they've just scrolled through the patch notes. Incredible work. I just want to give a big shout out to everybody who was not just involved in writing the patch notes, but who did all the work to make those patch notes a possibility. Is there any sort of specific teams you'd like to give a shout out to as we're running over to Pavlov's?
Yeah, I mean, God, our engineering team is saints. They've done huge amounts of work to make things work. I mean, obviously, I'm environment, but we get loads of help from engineers. Design, we wouldn't have levels without design. We've absolutely destroyed it on this. Really have changed it up. I mean, it is very different in terms of the number of things around us. And as I say, sightlines and things. These fields we're running through now, we've added like ground undulation and things like that as well, so that there's more places to hide and things.
I mean, you can really see just this little bit of fog here to the right, how much of a difference it makes while running across, where you've got some cover. If there was somebody over the other side, sort of over there, they're not potentially able to see you because of this little bit of fog.
Oh
which is
God,
great.
yeah. And you could run in with the team, and they all run through. It's that trench warfare tactic of you all run over the hill and you all disappear, and then really on the other side there could be a whole attachment just waiting for you to come through. So, which again is very, very true to Stalingrad. It's just like, it was not a fun place to be. So
I understand that completely. Yeah, it's good to have these changes done. I know that a lot of people did love that new the old Stalingrad, but we're hoping that you like the changes that are being made to the new map. As we do now move to obviously one of the sort of more iconic capture points, and I'll hand this one over to you to talk a little bit about Pavlov's house and the sort of quite considerable changes that were made to this.
So Pavlov's house was relatively flat, is the main issue that it initially had. So design had the task of making it, one, not a big flat field around the building, which it wasn't. It did have trenches around it and things like that, and points to attack. And then just to add, we added a building. This is one thing that maybe people are that hot on, but we really like this idea of having these two buildings, because one of the things that was talked about a lot in Pavlov's house was the fact that you could run between buildings, between trenches. Are we on the right side here? I think I want to be on the other side. Sorry,
Let's go down the side.
Yeah, let's go to the other side. Yeah, I think it's over here. It might be. Where's the trench system? Yes! Oh, yes, this is the one. Yeah, so that's the evidence. We're not talking about that. This trench system is awesome. We play tested this so much. This trench system goes between... Oh, we won.
We won. There we go. Well, victory.
There you go, GG.
But anyway, whilst this lovely music goes off in the background, you were saying though the trench system was quite a big change.
Pavlov's house that we found in the history was there was trench systems that ran for supplies around Pavlov's, and we kind of wanted to like echo that a bit, as well as have it as a really interesting point of having this trench warfare in the middle, and these two buildings that you can snipe from, because we were really fascinated in this idea of verticality, because just in the area it was one building with a large building just off to the side, and we really wanted to add this kind of vertical gameplay element to it. And then I forgot how long this goes on for. And just like add that point of interest where you've got building to building fighting, building to trench fighting, and that contention between two groups. And when we've tested it, we've had the two different armies in two different buildings. They fought each other. We've had one army in the buildings and people attacking from the trenches. We've had all these variants, and again, it's just in terms of tactics, it just really opens up the field in terms of what you can do. Like, you know, everyone's like, do a pincer movement or do this and that, and I've never played the same game at Pavlov's house more than once when we were testing it, which I think is a testament to the design of it. And we also got to make it look really cool with the trenches. We'll get back there, right? I'll show you the trenches in a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll head back in a sec. Hopefully it jumps back onto Stalingrad again. That's the hope in the very least. No, it looks like it's changing. So we're going to change to a different server. In the meantime, though, I know that there's been some discussion just around Pavlov's house, and I know that obviously a lot of people have got affinity with it due to the fact that it was quite an iconic building. But there has been a slight change up to the building itself. It'll be great to sort of just understand what was the sort of process behind that. Was it done for a gameplay or a performance standpoint? What was sort of the main sort of behind the Pavlov's house changes?
Well, it's both really. So those apartment blocks are, as I said, very, very heavy in terms of cost, and we couldn't actually afford to have multiple of them in the map because of the load. That's not the 100% of the reason why we did it. That was an initial reason, and then when we looked at it, there was one that was very closed off and had floors that were sealed that you could shoot from, and one that was more open, but they both had the same sight lines. So we made the decision to have the one that was more open that had the same sight lines, because then it opened up the gameplay a bit more. You could get sniped from it, and we found it more fun. In game dev, the main thing is finding the fun, and between the two buildings, we found the second building was the more enjoyable one to play, and also opened up the space a bit more and was less. Grundon's Mill is our in-building fight, I would say. You can get into Grundon's Mill and then you can have a proper fight in the building there, whereas we found that these buildings were more enjoyable to play the way they were. We also, like, some people have mentioned that like it was a bespoke building. It wasn't a bespoke building. It was used 3 times across, I think, the Pavlov's house building, and then Zeb's house was used about 4 times. And we just decided that we would go with the one that was more fun to play. Yeah, I mean, and that's what we do. We find the fun and we just chase that, and that's where we ended up where we were. I hope that answers that.
I think it does, yeah. I've just sent you the name of the server that I've just joined. I think I've just joined one of the Draft House ones, which is on a night version of the mode, so we'll be able to sort of just see
cool.
A little bit of a different, because obviously there's been a few different lighting changes as well that have gone down, which is pretty fun to see.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to. I hope I've got on the right one. I think that's it. Shout out to Tech Art. We can't do what we do without Tech Art. They are responsible for the VOD volumes. They are responsible for. Oh, do you want to go Soviet?
Yeah, I'm in the Soviet team. And
Okay, cool.
we'll just head back over to the in-game now.
Oh, somebody's locked. Shall I start now?
Oh, if you just joined me, I think I created the locked one by mistake. If you just
Oh, there we go.
yeah, just invite and I'll let you in.
I'm asking to get in. I don't know if it's letting me.
I'll just redeploy. Make sure that we're all good. But yeah, so obviously there's big changes. Actually, great question coming in just whilst we're sort of getting back into the into this. As Mr. Kido said, you've done a great job with the refresh, new lighting, ambience. He'd just like to know about how long it takes to do a refresh compared to that of sort of developing a new build.
The Stalingrad's a really, it's an exception to the rule, I would say. Stalingrad was. Oh, I'm going to keep my role. Sorry, where are you deploying to?
Number 2 again.
Number 2 again. Okay, that's cool. So Stalingrad was one because we had all the optimization issues in this time. It needed a lot of love. So I would not say that it's a standard refresh. I was on Stalingrad for nearly 6 months. A new level can take 7 to 8 months, depending on how big it is, and if it's like Stalingrad is a big level, and there's a lot going on here. You haven't got like your standard city streets. We had to do a lot of optimization stuff. So Stalingrad was, yeah, it took me 6 months to get here. And there was a lot of finding out all the skeletons in the cupboards and things like that. Like the previous team who'd worked on it is fantastic. My God, it's a heck of a level. But yeah, we just had to give it that little nudge so that we'd get the FPS and things like that. So yeah, 6 months on this one, let's say.
Wow.
Roundabout.
There you go, Kido. You used 6 months to get these changes live. There you are behind me. I mean, this dark version of the mode, it does. It's a bit more ambience to it, isn't it?
It's moody, yeah. It's
moody.
So we got the dark one, which again, you add the fog volumes and things like that, is tough. Yeah. And then I think we got a morning and a dusk one. The morning one's much more golden hour, and the dusk one is quite similar actually, kind of like orange pinky. Things like that. Definitely our art director and Tech Art worked really hard to kind of get these really interesting lighting scenarios in. But it's fun. It's something that we're going to see across the game, I think. We're going to see some really nice lighting now. We're trying out some new stuff. We're trying to... on the lighting of original Stalingrad, it was very flat. If you actually look at any comparisons that we had in the trailer, it didn't really sell the detail as well as we wanted it to, which is why we've opted for more of these kinds of looks. Aha, we're back. Yeah, follow me through the trenches. So one of the key points here was ducking down. You can only really get picked from certain points in the upper levels of the buildings. So you can bum rush the buildings. There's lots of tactics you can do around here. We also have our first multi-level. Yes, you've got a fog volume here as well with a diesel fire, which does not help the people in the buildings.
Oh, it certainly doesn't. Look at that. You
does
can't
not
see
help us
anything.
either. Yeah. So this is soft cover that you would normally associate with foliage, which is why we wanted to do things like this. I'm going to give a shout out again to the environment artist who worked on this. We actually have our first in-game multi-story trench, which was something we looked into, which is up here. And this is really fun because you've got a 360 here that's defensible, but they can also sneak up to you through the trenches and get you. So that was something that we were trying out again. It was quite interesting, and we did find these existed in Stalingrad. These are based on actual concepts and photographs from the period. But again, you might be over here defending, and somebody gets to the building behind you and starts picking your unit off, and then vice versa. You can get over to the other side, and then they start picking you off from the other side. We really wanted this to be like a fight. Yeah. I mean, that's what the game's about, right? So from a design perspective, it's perfect because you've got all these different points if anything, it's just like crazy fighting here, and that's kind of what we wanted to get across. These buildings are the same, as I say, the layout of this building is the same as the original building, just with the collapsed elements so that it opens up a bit more, and less kind of camping spots and things like that. I don't know, people have mixed feelings about campers. We try not to lay up camping points for people. We want you to move. We want you to have tactics. We want you to be running around, and this definitely feeds into that. But yeah, that's Pavlov's house. Really enjoyed working on this area, and as I say, the artists who dressed this, you can see they just really enjoyed themselves.
Yeah, they definitely did. It's considerable. I was involved in getting that trailer made up and did the before and after shots, and it's like you're running through different maps. I mean, it was felt like an open field comparatively to what what this is. And yeah, for those of you who are in stream right now, who are looking forward to playing some games or maybe involved in sort of like the competitive scene, it's going to be really interesting to see what tactics and such come out from the community after this update. It's surely going to be interesting. But yeah, we finished up there with Pavlov's house. I can see that the Carriage depot is currently being changed up, and I know that there's been quite a lot of changes that have happened along the train tracks throughout the middle of the map there.
Yeah, I mean, just design on their own just added a ton of carriages with different kinds of cover points. We've got lower flatbed carriages in there as well now. Some crashed carriages toppled over, a bit more storytelling in there, which is, from an environment perspective, what we're after. Oh, I'll laugh. This giant chimney used to have like a really angular one on it, and we fixed that. Nobody's going to care, but it was a thing.
I care, don't worry. I care.
You noticed if you saw it, it was like a giant hexagon. It's now really smooth. That made me happy when we fixed that. Yeah, so we had like a ton of trains added. You're just gonna. Oh yeah, this is a good. I think this is a good point to come up. Right. So we also added a two-story building here. We were talking about how one side of this is. There was definitely, when we used to test it, a very the German side had higher ground at all times, and it was really easy to pick off the Soviets coming up. So we added more carriages to allow you to hide. We also, over that way, I think, no, that's the one story. Somewhere around here there's a two-story building. We're not going to find it right now, it'll show up. Some more trenches, generally just more detritus everywhere, so there's more places to hide. Because, you know, if you stand here from the Soviet side, you can see the hill. And unfortunately in warfare, oh, there's the two-story building over there. Height is key in a battle. So we've added just more places to hide. One of the things that I did, which was quite fun, which we're going to get to in a minute, is I added these train cars with the windows. I added boxes so you can actually, stand on them and fire through the windows. You couldn't do this before. So if you come in here, you'll see there's a box, and then you can stand on the boxes and like actually shoot through the windows now. Which is, yeah.
It's such a small change, but actually one that really does impact.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge difference. The fact that your sight line through here. I mean,
Good morning, Ben.
360, but it's better. All you could do before was lie on the floor here and pray they didn't get you. So that's what we used to do regularly when we were doing play tests, and then we do things like add boxes so you can move through windows and things. But yeah, generally around here, you're going to notice just new trains everywhere, buildings, cover, trench systems. Again, just to like liven up the gameplay, to make it more interesting, less flat. Again, Stalingrad, people were building all this stuff all the time, these trenches and rubble piles and things like that, and that you need that stuff to hide. And again, oh, we've got the Carriage depot. Good times. Let's not win this one. Again, some fog volumes and things like that thrown in with crashed trains and things just to break it up. Soft cover is something that I'm a really big fan of, so that's foliage bushes, fog like this and things like that. It just livens up spaces a lot more, and means you're not just helping, oh, where are they? Oh, they're behind this barricade. There's more to hide behind. There's more you can do.
Yeah, I mean the fact that like you're behind the barricade there, but it's almost sort of from this other side of the fog volume here to actually see through is not
If I ran in front of that.
It's quite difficult to actually see you. I only just picked you up after you'd sort of were already over there compared to where you walked over. So yeah, no, it's really great to see. I'm loving these changes so far, and definitely. For those of you who are going to be fighting over these train tracks in the near future, I think it's going to be one that players are going to be very excited to see. I'm just having a quick look at the chat here. I can see that there's been a few questions regarding the camo that's been added to the tanks. I don't know if that's something which you were involved in yourself. Obviously, I know that you were the Stalingrad lead, but did you get involved in any of that DLC camo for the tanks?
Is that new skins?
Yes.
I wasn't. I've just been looking at it from a distance.
That's
So our hard service team are great, actually. We've got a really solid hard service team. Some new hires and things like that who are smashing it out of the park. And that's what people wanted. They wanted to have some choice in terms of what their tanks look like. You don't want to be fed your tank types, right? And you might have a specific one you love. So that was something we wanted to do for a long time. Unfortunately, I wasn't involved in it, but it is definitely something that the user base wanted. So we've tried to supply it as best we can and do it justice so people can really enjoy the tanks a bit more.
I mean, I can see that this other. Can you please release more different and unique camouflages or things like nets and such? I mean, if you guys are a fan of these new skins for the tanks, then let us know and give your suggestions for ones in the future, because you never know, they might well come. But the reason I've sort of brought you up here is because of this very large fire that I know that Ian was working on very hard. I just wanted to give a shout out to this because this is very cool, particularly in this night session.
Seating rooms.
Again, this is like
You guys are in the next
something we
gap
wanted
point.
to do is point of interest. You can actually see this from quite far away. One of the problems you have with a lot of CPs is you don't know when you're at the CP, apart from like spanning the map and looking back and forth. And we wanted to have some verticality in this area to be able to draw you to it, because this is the yellow house. Past this fireplace, if you follow me up, we're getting shot.
Oh,
Great.
I think we're getting in a bit of trouble because of where we are right now, the seeding process. We just need to go back a little bit, I believe, because this is, I think, one of the servers that's trying to get everything seeded in. I think we've gone on a bit too far. What we could potentially do is actually swap over to the American side. And then go from the other way. That might potentially be a possibility.
Oh, from the Germans?
To the German even, yes, sorry.
Yeah, should we do that?
Sorry, I just wrote. Yeah, let's try that, see if that's possible. And then we can redeploy, see if we can swap over to the other side. And then we can maybe also talk about some of the German changes as well, because I know that has been quite a lot. I can see a question coming here from Judge Greg about what are the art team's thoughts on doing something along the lines of unspecified rural village for a variety of fronts, where you can sort of fill in gaps on a few fronts, especially when there's non-relevant historical battles. Judge, I just want to get confirmation. Are you sort of more talking about being able to just have rural villages added to maps, or a map that is specific on... Actually, I'm just going to get clarification from Judge. I'm sure he's in the chat.
That's okay.
Right now. It says we can switch team in about a minute's time. Perfect. There we go. There you go. 58 seconds. We'll swap over to the Germans and we'll go investigate on the other side. But yeah, no, I think there's so many changes. I mean, currently going through, obviously, we've gone through to the Soviet side. What's your favorite change that's currently happened to that Soviet side of the map?
The Soviet side of the map, I would say it's just generally the fact that we've improved the landscape so you can actually drive vehicles around. It was a bit like we've improved the rail tracks, we've improved the ways that you can drive up the hills, because that hill is insane. I mean, it's literally this vertical thing like that, right? And then just the lead up to that is quite funny, because you'll start in the HQ and you come up, it's almost like, oh, it's all brown mud, and then you reach over the peak and you see all the art, and it's like this moody, dark horror fest, and you're like, oh god, what have I run into? So it has that really nice transitional feel of getting into the city, which it didn't quite have before. It had a bit of that, but we've kind of added a bit of atmosphere to it.
I think what we'll do is I'm going to exit the server, and then I'll just jump back into the server, and then we'll jump into the German side. I think that's probably the best way to grab it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd say that for myself, I mean, going through and running around with you, it makes it so much more interesting for you being able to tell us what has and hasn't changed. But I'd say that I love what's happened to the Pavlov house with the trenches, particularly that, as you mentioned there, that almost the the multi-story trench layout. That for me is something that's really interesting to see. And it'll be interesting to see as well if it does come to other maps, because you did allude to there have been some additions and changes that have happened that are potentially going to be seen in other maps.
Yeah, we got to try. Oh, it's not let me switch team. I've got 8 seconds. We were able to try some stuff out, and not in a kind of. It was a there was some ideas that we wanted to try for a while, and a refresh is a really good. Interesting. Won't let me select Germany.
If you leave and then jump back in, that's probably the easiest way. Yeah. In the meantime, I've jumped back in. I've just created the Baker squad, so feel free to just come join in a second. I'm going to spawn down on HQ3, I reckon, and then I'll head up to City Overlook.
Cool. Yeah, we just got to try some things that have been wanting to be done for a while. I mean, we play Hell Let Loose a lot. Like, I'm not saying that we're kind of elite players. We're not. It's just that from a game dev and a design perspective, there's some things we've wanted to try for a while. Stalingrad had these large open areas that kind of asked for us to play around with some concepts, and we wanted there to be more ebb and flow between the two. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there was a lot of like chances to have a play with that and really. Just put in some stuff that the team have wanted to do for a long time that we really think will help the game. And then we're using those in future maps and things like that. I'm sure you've seen dev briefs that are coming up with current maps. So we're trying out some of that stuff there and newer ideas as well. So it's good. It's a lot of fun.
It certainly is. I'm just going to drop myself a little outpost just on the city overlook so that you can spawn yourself up here once you jump into the German side. But yeah, whilst I'm talking about this, I can see there's been a few questions while you load in. There is a question, for instance. So Judge Greg, he has just replied. He's saying he's thinking just generic maps that aren't tied to real places. Is this something which you yourself would get involved in, Alan, with those conversations about maps and whether they need to be tied to a certain place, or are these conversations that you've had?
So on a higher level, I think generally our maps have to be attached to some kind of event map, D-Day being a huge one. And that's generally the theme, is that we'd like to stick to that, mainly because we can get information from it. There's like photos from planes and things like that we can use for inspiration for layouts and scans and things, and we tend to get a lot more kind of tactical information on those places and what people were doing. I'd know that there's a map we're looking at the moment where there are fields in it, strangely enough. There aren't enough fields in Hell Let Loose, and the Germans would burn some of the fields to allow for improved sightlines. So we can incorporate those kind of concepts into things like that. I do understand where you're coming from in terms of just random rural places. There would have been those interim kind of transitions going from a city to township and things like that. But we tend to pick bigger battles mainly because the reference and the information is there, and we can use that to inspire us and help with the dress, with the layouts and all those kinds of things. So yeah, we try and stick to documented battles and things like that. I hope that answered your question. I'm sorry if I am locked out of Germany, I'm afraid.
You're locked out of Germany? Oh no.
Too many players.
Nightmare.
So I can just watch where you are.
Yeah, perfect. There you go. Well, yeah, I'm watching. You're watching stream right now, aren't you? You
Yes.
can see that I'm in City Overlook right now. Is there any changes that happened up this area of the map?
So City Overlook and the surrounding areas, one of the things in this whole area in the map is everything is very the same. Mm-hmm. So we've tried to improve dress there. There was kind of a lack of dress in places and just a lot of bare nothing. So we've added a lot of, again, you're going to hear me say the same thing a lot. There's a lot more cover. There's a lot more kind of areas of interest that we've added with ISBAs and dress around them. The roads is the main thing we would have added things to. So there's less like huge sightlines, more vehicles in the road. Again, general optimization across the board. And yeah, just like make it look pretty, make it play better. That was, I would say, our mantra on this. It's quite hard when everything is just a burned out, flattened building with a chimney sticking out of it here and there. But in general, we just added a lot of kind of rubble piles, foxholes that you can jump into, artillery craters. We painted the ground a bit better and added more foliage and things like that to it. I think that kind of covers it. City Overlook is one of those ones where it was mostly covered, I would say.
Yeah, I think there's quite a lot of the areas. I mean, for those of you that haven't been through the patch notes, the guys have done a great job with detailing all the incredible changes that have happened. So if you haven't already, head over to Hell Let Loose website, the Hell Let Loose website. The changelog is there, and it's a juicy one. That's to say the least. It's definitely juicy. But we're going to be making our way right now. As we can see, Yellow House is about 300 meters away, and this is as we were talking about before we swapped over. Well, at least I swapped over to the German side. You made that big change to the building with the fire being added into it, and I think who was it? I believe it was Ian who went through and talked about this in a recent blog that came out back in August, talking about the VFX changes. So for those of you that didn't get the chance to read through that, I definitely, again, go to the Hell At Least website, check out the blogs and see that one that he made, because there's been quite a few changes to the VFX, not just in that building, but I believe there's also been some to VFX changes to vehicles. Is that right?
Yeah, so the old VFX wasn't using some of our new systems and wasn't really using the particle systems. Actually, do me a favour and stop where you are. This whole area, we've added these buildings. This was all flat. So all these buildings that are like taller than 1 story, that's all new. And that again was because most of this area is just burnt out ISBAs. And we found there was a hotel section that was in this that we looked at, which was it's actually like a strip of shops and hotels and things. So we wanted to add a bit of that here. And this would have just been flat ISBAs like before. So from a design perspective, we've added this verticality again in here. So you've got that big burning building and all of these buildings to fight out. And then the Yellow House is just behind the building you're looking at there. So again, that's a really good point of interest. And then the big building, again, we want to try big fires because there's a lot of big fires in war. So we kind of wanted to like represent that a bit. And this was, again, it was a test case that you can see it from miles away. I mean, you're quite far away, you can see it from down the hill. So if you're headed to Yellow House, rather than having to refer to the map constantly, you can go, well, there's a giant burning building there. That's where Yellow House is. So if you can visually tell where you are, again, from an environmental perspective, our job is about aiding you in pathing and gameplay. And you know where you're going when you see that building. Beyond that, it's going to be the train depot. And from the other end, you know this is Yellow House. And if your CP's not here, you know that you're in the wrong place. You need to run up the hill a bit more in the other direction. So
that is a great point. And this is, I mean, it does just also look very cool. And then some of those people who like to jump into admin cam, try and get some photos and such, I know for a fact they're going to be loving getting some shots of this. I certainly did whilst creating the trailer for this one. It was good fun.
You can get in there, but you will die. Just so you know, the damage volumes in that are very nasty. So yeah, maybe don't run it too far. But yeah, it was a fun one to make, and this was actually, again, an environment artist did a really great job piecing this together from like pre-existing parts. You really are going to try it out, I think. Yeah, it was nice, and this was not quick, but didn't take a mass time because we used bits of the previous apartment blocks to put this together to make it interesting. So yeah, we like that idea of like verticality helping and aiding the player to know where they are. It's important to me as an environment artist that you understand where you are on the map just by looking around you. And we did find with the original Stalingrad that was something that often you might get lost and not know where you were. Unless you played the map like 100 times, I totally get it. You could know the map like the back of your hand. We've all been there. But for a new player or players who are just like relatively recent to the game, it's better to have vertical points to understand where you are than it is to constantly be jamming the map, because that stops gameplay unless you really need it.
I appreciate that. It's really good to see. I can see there's quite a few questions in chat. As mentioned at the beginning, I know that obviously there's loads of questions that you guys are going to have about armor. It is just the first part of the rework that's happened. Adam, is here to talk about some Stalingrad stuff. We can look to get an armor-specific stream if you're interested in this type of style, a little bit more of a relaxed style of commentary rather than obviously a specific Q&A. But yeah, we can definitely look at trying to get something armor related in the future. But for now, we are just going to be talking about what's going on with Stalingrad as I'm making my way over and looking at all of the different trains that have been added. My lord, it is so much different. And coming here from this, as you mentioned, coming from the German side, as a Soviet, trying to cross that before versus now. Oh, and I'm getting shot at.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, so I think it's great to see the changes that have happened so far. I'd want to say thank you so much for your time today, Adam. It's been great to have you here. Is there anything else before we sort of finish up that you'd like to talk about? Or if there's anybody in chat that has a specific question for Adam that is related to art, related to Stalingrad, please do let us know. But yeah, Adam, is there anything that you'd like to finish up with?
Yeah, I mean, mainly I just like to say that I'm really proud of what we've done with the level from an art perspective and a design perspective. We really hope that you enjoy it as the player. We've done a lot to I love seeing you getting pinged. We've done a lot to kind of improve gameplay and visual style in the level, and that's really important to us. And I just really hope that you get a different experience from it, that you will hopefully see in new levels and just breathe new life into the level, because from environment, design, and from tech art, and across the board really, we just want you to enjoy the game and make something interesting and improve things and make sure, I mean, it's going to run better. That's the minimum win here. Everything else is a bonus, and so we just hope you enjoy it and that it does what you want it to, really. I just want to see this map be popular again and people really have fun with it.
I think that's certainly something which was key. I know that we mentioned it pretty much at the top of the changelog, and that was the improvements that came with the map. And I am getting pinged again. But yeah, the improvements that have been done to the map and the performance, I think, was obviously one of the key things to one of the main reasons really why this refresh was undertaken, because it is such a good map, and I think with the changes that have been done, it just will hopefully perform so much better for everybody. I can see that there's some people in chat saying that it looks great, they love the update. There's still the performance is better, which is great. Yeah, somebody here, Zone Killer says, are there more buildings to provide verticality to the experience of Stalingrad, like more buildings that have different stories that can be accessed by inventory?
Yes, I mean, you're probably going to see some of the buildings you've seen before, but the positioning of them are going to change the gameplay of the areas. So we've got all kinds of elements that allow you to, there might be a gangway, it might be a closed off red brick building that you can go up to the top of and shoot through. As I mentioned, in the Soviet side of the rail tracks, there were no two-story buildings, and from here you can ping across the whole map. So we've added things like that just to make it so that there was a bit more equality between the two sides and you can hold things. These are in the soft cap, by the way, they're not in the hard cap. It's really important for us to do that. But yeah, we just wanted to add like some vertical points that would change the gameplay slightly. I wouldn't say it's across the board, but in a lot of areas we have, where we could and it made sense, we've added that kind of vertical element so that you can, oh, there you go. You've been told. Yeah, just to make it more interesting and change the game a bit, because there was a lot of flat and then burnt out building sections, and we just wanted to build on that and improve on that. I hope we've done justice. That's it. I hope we haven't like changed the gameplay to the point where you can't recognize it, but I think we do test this stuff, and we have found that we find it very enjoyable ourselves, so we hope that you enjoy it too.
Well, I really appreciate that. I can see there's a few people. Mr. Kido, I always love you being in here, Mr. Kido. Thank you so much for for sharing the love with this. I know that I did see also you mentioned a question about update 19. We can't share with you just yet. I know that you're very excited for Smolensk, Kido, but we'll share a little bit more information a little bit later this month. But for now, it is all about Stalingrad. And Bossy here coming in saying he can't wait to play Stalingrad for the next 24 hours straight for a charity stream. You love to see that, Bossy. We will 100% be there for that stream. I don't know if you know this. Bossy did a 24-hour charity stream recently to raise money for an incredible hospital charity, I believe, and yeah, raised a huge amount of money, which was just great to see. So, Bossy, thank you for joining. I can see here M44 says in the real Batty, most combat was inside buildings, not in the streets. Which again, you've added a lot of buildings, a lot of cover, and I think for those of you that are going to be jumping in, it's going to be good to see how you feel about this map in comparison. It's a lot of change that has happened, and I think it's a huge amount down to yourself and the rest of the team. But yeah, I think that is a great point for us to end, Adam. What I might do is I might stick around and actually play a few games, which means that if people are in stream right now, want to come join, I'm going to join a server. Let me know in the comments a server to go join, and I will be playing some very bad Hell Let Loose. But I think this is a great time to say thank you so much, Adam, for joining us. It has been wonderful to hear from you and hear about all the incredible changes that have come to Stalingrad.
It's an absolute pleasure, and I hope, yeah, as I say, thank you everyone, and I hope you enjoyed the level. We've really enjoyed making it, so all the best. Have fun.
Thank you so much. I'm going to send it to the trailer very quickly, everybody, and then I'll be back in 2 minutes, and I will be joining. It looks like Glow's server is seeding right now, so I might go join Glow's server potentially. But yeah, heading to the trailer. Thank you very much, Adam.
Peggy 16.
With Update 18, Stalingrad is receiving a major refresh, bringing new life to one of our most iconic maps. Across the battlefield, we've refined and expanded areas to give you more tactical options and greater immersion. At the train station, new trenches and buildings strengthen both defensive and offensive options, whilst the Carriage depot has been reworked with a fresh carriage layout, adding more depth to the fighting around the central railway. The city itself sees several key updates, including the Yellow House now featuring a brand new point of interest building, and the Brewery has been given extra attention to improve both cover and atmosphere. We've also revisited HQ zones, with adjustments to both the Soviet and the German HQ. One of the key goals for this refresh was to address performance issues across the map. This has led to changes in many areas, including the Pavlov's house capture point. Not only have these adjustments improved overall performance on both PC and console, they have also balanced the gameplay experience by improving sightlines and introducing new buildings and cover that create increased strategic opportunities. To further heighten immersion, you'll also notice large-scale fire VFX improvements, new ambient fog volumes found across the map, and expanded use of volumetric fog, deepening the atmosphere of urban warfare in Stalingrad. As always, our aim is not to replace what you love about this map, but to refine and enrich it, whilst respecting its original design. The Stalingrad refresh releases as part of Update 18 on all platforms. For details on every change coming to the game, head over to our website to read the full changelog.
Alright, we're back. Just with me. I've jumped into a Tea and Country server, which, as of this moment, it does look like the Soviets, we do look like we're going to be winning pretty soon. I didn't realize, when I joined in, it was pretty level, but they've just captured a point, and I'm getting shot at quite a lot. But yeah, I hope that everybody who is in chat right now enjoyed that with Adam. It was wonderful to have him available. To come join here this evening, and I hope you enjoyed a slightly different sort of Q&A style, rather than us just asking questions. Being able to sort of walk through the map, I think, is much more interesting and something which I'd love to try and do in the future. But for now, we're going to see some very bad gameplay. Which server? I have joined in for Tea and Country. It's a new player-friendly one. I can see that there's a few people in my squad. I realised also that I've got my audio off, so I'm going to connect up this. I've also got all of the... I was doing recording...
Oh no, they want that supply truck, man.
Alright, let's...
No, they can't have it.
No.
Oh god, I got hit from the fucking east.
Lads, sorry, I've just joined in a little
Oh
late
shit,
into
one of
this.
our garrisons is red.
Oh, it is, dude.
Up onto the OP. 5 marker. Got hit
There's
by
a guy near the truck. I'm taking
Archibald
shots.
Beansworth the third.
We're gonna lose our garrison in
There's
G7.
definitely a guy. Multiple, just north of me.
Try and defend that. Try and defend that.
Let's see if I can get some.
Fuck,
Mr.
they
Kino,
got
you're
it.
joining in. Love to see that, Kino. I've realised
Oh,
I've got my teammates' tags off. That's not good.
Some cross the road.
Got enemy supplies dropping close to our OP as well.
Here we go. Team, unit, vehicle.
Good, there's already a box. There's already a
Alright,
box.
there we go. At least I can see my own teammates now. Oh my God.
They're spawning somewhere there, just north of me. I'm a little bit overwhelmed.
Oh
I
my
don't know
God,
where this
that
guy
was
went.
awful. My gosh.
Fucked off.
Truck is gone.
There's one south of me, bloke.
I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. Just the unit voice volume. Just turn it down a little bit.
I got one guy.
There we go.
I'm gonna use the Dylan,
Nice.
you son
Alright.
of a bitch.
I think we're almost good to go back in.
Well, he got the
Actually,
garrison
I'm
out
gonna
here, but there's
bump
still
these up a
100
lot more.
supplies.
I'm definitely gonna shoot one of my own
Yeah,
teammates.
we'll come back to that if we need it. I'm going to try and get a garrison set up here on my move, just
Alright.
because it
We're gonna
feels
jump
like
back
they're
on. I'm
starting
gonna
to
go on
fucking
the
slowly
garrison here.
encircle us.
Let's have a quick look.
Yep, north.
What people
north.
say in chat, your teammates are a lot louder than you on the mic. I realise that. I need to turn those duos down a little bit. Let me know if that's a little bit better now in chat. Also, apologies for what is undoubtedly going to be some absolutely dreadful shots. I am
There's two
not
guys
warmed
right on
up in the
top.
slightest.
Fucking hell. Killed another guy here.
Can I create a squad? I'm
I'm
currently
gonna
in a
hold the
squad
road,
right
you
now,
go for
but
the area.
just on the Soviet side of things. But feel free to come join in the Soviets. Come find us. I can barely be
They're in the
heard.
rubble
That's
here,
not great.
on your infantry mark. They're spawning, I think, at
Can
the yellow
you
house.
hear me now? I should be a little better. If not, I'm just going to quickly turn my volume up a little bit more. How does that? That should be much better. Yeah, that should be much better now. It's a lot better. It's perfect. That's great. Appreciate that. So, here we go. All right.
They've built a Gary for sure somewhere north.
All right, they've built a Gary somewhere north. We'll try and find that Gary.
The only two kind of roaming around and trying to-
Let me know if
yeah.
you need me to put any supplies anywhere, by the way.
They keep pouring from around that infantry mark, dude. It might be a little bit more northwest, but Baker are doing fuck all there.
I mean, I
be honest.
called in an airhead on my garrison marker.
Two people just run past
Shots
my
coming out
building.
from ahead.
Third one coming in.
Let's try and move up
They
a
are
little bit.
gonna start flanking north of the strong point.
Big shots coming down. Let's try and sneak up. I feel like there's somebody in this building, potentially.
I just saw the supplies disappear in that thing.
Oh, there's some of that. Oh, there you go. Look, some of that volumetric fog that Adam was talking about. That's sick. You literally can't see anything through it. That's such a nice little touch. Means I can move up now.
I'm gonna go look for the other Gary around the infantry mark.
I see. Setting up that bipod. Put one there.
We might just cap.
Get down. Ah, no! It's almost like I am not very good with mouse and keyboard yet. Oh my gosh. I've been trying to get better with mouse and keyboard and not play controller. That was a prime example of
Oh,
me
I
panicking on
spoke too
stream,
soon.
and I apologize to my
They heard
teammates.
you.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, we're gonna.
There's Germans in the building.
Yeah, we're just gonna stay back on the console. But yeah, everybody in
Drop
chat,
one.
I don't know if you're sticking around. It'd be great to hear your thoughts currently on Stalingrad changes that have gone down, as well as what your thoughts on that little chat we had with Adam was. Are there any specific ones you'd like like sort of streams similar to that in the future. Potentially we could look at doing an armor specific one if that's something which would be of interest to you. Do let me know. You should lower your sense. 30 hip fire, 15 ADS would be a good start. That is a great shout. I'm going to do exactly that. Controls. Mouse sensitivity, 30. And mouse sensitivity, 15 ADS. Here we go. Oh. Oh, a little bit of a frame drop there, but that's all good.
That Brewery took down the garrison.
It's probably just the fact that I'm streaming. Alright, I'm trying out the different mouse sense here. If I get a kill, I'm putting all of that down to you, Judge. Oh, it's not even Judge, sorry. Willie, you're the one that... If I get a kill, this is all on you. Wait.
Where are you at?
Got a tag? Don't know if I got the down there.
Are they shooting from the east or?
Let's try and push up, going through these trenches here. Armor is going to be important, yes. I think feelings are going to run a bit hot in the next couple of weeks. I think so. What we'll do, I think I'm going to do is rather than trying to get a armor one booked in sort of like as soon as possible, it's just wait to sort of see what people have to say over the next couple of weeks, and then maybe look to try and get some armor, an armor specific chat in afterward. Because as I mentioned, and Mr. Kilo has quite rightly mentioned, we have got update 19 coming pretty soon in November. So not that long in the slightest. So. Am I watching Reddit at this moment? I am not watching Reddit at the moment, but I will be checking it out after this. I have seen conversations that are already happening, so don't you worry. Looks
It's
like
really close to me.
Oh, that's our tank.
It's in the wagon.
Yeah, I got him. Thank you, Willie. That was all you, dude.
Got him.
Let's go a bit lower. Let's reload. Oh, no, there they are. Come on. I know you're there.
Garrison on final point is apparently
See that dude. Where'd he go? I think there might be an outpost in there because I've just seen two guys over that way.
Well, isn't that supply crates?
They're not friendly.
If there is another person that spawns out of that way, I think I might have to. Oh, they're up on the roof.
It's like crates that's fallen off the tree.
Oh, baby! Thinks he can get on the roof? No chance.
Somebody threw a grenade. East, I think.
Okay. Grenades and smoke are going out. Ah, and the victory has been done as well. I know you're playing, just saying people have been debating rather fiercely already. Might be good point to start. Just take a pulse of the community. Absolutely. I mean, we're going to be looking at all the feedback that comes in, whether that be on Discord or on Reddit, wherever you are based. There's going to be communication that's like community feedback that's going to be happening. So if you're not already involved in the Discord, we have already opened up an armor specific forum that I would definitely recommend you pop in any feedback that you have on it. Likewise, Reddit as well. Our devs are always looking in Reddit to see what people have got to say. I just say, yeah, just keep letting us know what your thoughts are. This is obviously only the first phase, and I know that the team have been working really hard on on these changes. Some are going to be a hit. Some are maybe not going to hit quite perfectly straight away. But that's what a live service game's all about, isn't it? About continuously developing. And got to get mod for a buddy. You guys have fun. Dude, have a wonderful time. Thank you so much for joining in the stream. I appreciate you being here, Judge, asking a few questions. Lovely to have you here. All right. Let's have a little look and see if we can jump into... I did get a kill. I got 2 kills. There we go. It wasn't in the game for very long, but I'll take 2 kills. I'm putting that all down to Willy Power 2. Thank you for the the tip on my sensitivity. Yeah, something I'm still getting used to with mouse and keyboard. I was a console player for years, and then moving over to mouse and keyboard as of recently. It's been a tough move, but I think I'm getting slowly but surely better. I'm gonna just jump into. I'm gonna create an inventory unit, and
thank you.
Oh, it looks like we're. My brain, I was just like, this is a very weird looking Stalingrad. I'm like, oh, of course we've changed.
Yeah, I noticed. Oh, it's still happening. Hello, everybody.
Nice. All right, we have got a few
Sober
people
now?
joining
Nope, still there.
our side, which is great to see.
Doesn't even fix itself when you join the squad now.
Got a few more people joining. Yeah, hello, hello.
Yes, no. Oh, Mike's still here. Yeah, still broken.
Oh, bug. Right, there's a bug. We'll leave the server. I think I'm going to go jump on one that has got a Stalingrad gameplay. I think with the Stalingrad being here, that's probably the best, isn't it? It's me here in the squad. I'm sorry, Keto. I'm joining. I'm going to go find a Stalingrad-specific server. So if there are any in the chat that you want me to go have a little look at, we're going to go play a Stalingrad one. Let's try and do one which has got... There you go, this one. I know it's in US, but we've got 75. That should be a nice amount of people. And it's on the daytime as well. Obviously, we were just in the nighttime. It'll be nice to swap back over. So we are swapping. Keto, I'm sorry. I know that you were here in squad. I'm going to go jump into a Stalingrad one. Feel free to come join if you'd like. But I'm going to go jump in a Stalingrad. We are going to go with the Soviet Union. And I'm just going to create a inventory unit. So if you'd like to come join, I'm going to be over here. I'm going to be spawning over at garrison number 2. Make our way over to the railway crossing. Which server? I am in the Dirty Rejects. Number 3 Dirty Rejects. They are currently got about 70. There you go, 76 people in here. And this is what Adam was talking about a little bit earlier. So for those of you that weren't that are still viewing that Adam was watching, he was saying about how sometimes the fog will come over and really sort of change what the battle feels like, and you can definitely see that right now. That is not good. I missed all my shots there. Alright, gotta go try and hunt this guy down now. Oh no, that is not a good grenade. Hopefully the other one's a bit better. I don't know if the other one is a bit better. Alright, let's go reload. I don't know if I killed him. Wonder if he's around here. No, I can hear him, I can hear him. There we go. Oh no, and there comes the Molotovs. Ah, dessert. That's you. Is that you, Keto? Hey, Keto. Nice DLC, Keto. Looking good. There we go. Everybody can see the new DLC thanks to Keto and his Molotovs. Appreciate that. There we go. All right, we're gonna move up to the point now. So we are moving. Oh, look, people in front. People in front. Kido, just be careful. There's a few people coming from sort of this way here, moving their way into the trenches. I've already killed 2. Turn the voice volume up a little bit, just so I can hear my unit. There we go. All right. Oh, there. Yeah, just people on my ping. Alright, I'm gonna try and I'm just gonna climb up and try and crouch my way up a bit. The grenades are being thrown a little bit, maybe. Just gonna go up a little bit more cut. Oh, she's jumping in these little new trenches as well. Love that. I'm gonna try and creep up a little bit on this. That's just ahead. Nice. Yeah, move your way up, dessert. Outpost down. Anybody behind? It looks like Bartak is actually chatting away quite nicely here, so I think I need to turn him up because I cannot hear a thing that he is saying. Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said there. I had my my volume far.
Yeah, no worries. I'm going to try and get my supplies into the strong point.
That was good. Moving up here. Some new... Ooh.
I'm just going to put it down here.
Mate, Kido is having a great time with that Molotov. Oh my gosh. Moving up here, DF crouched, ready for action.
Right, they're just across the tracks where the explosive ammo is.
Sounds good.
Yeah, around my observe.
A load of people look like they just died up ahead of me. So I'm just going to make my way up through these trenches here. Can't seem to see anybody just yet. They are getting pinged. Oh, I didn't even realise that was an enemy there. His name tag was straight over the of our own teammate. Love that. All right, we're gonna move our way up. Capture this railway crossing. There we go. Oh no, I've been shot there. Damn. Let's redeploy. Thankfully, I just put a garrison down, and I've also put an outpost down. I'm going to go on the outpost and then head down to the yellow house. I think that's probably the best shout. Looks like we don't actually have a commander in, so if anybody's wanting to join this server and play as the commander, then head over to the Dirty Rejects server right now. You can come be my commander on the Soviet side. Getting Unreal 4 fatal error since this patch. That is not great. I would recommend... are you playing on PC or on console, Jarex? Also, thank you for the DLC. Mr. Keto, we know that you love a good DLC. PC, yes. Steam or Epic? Or WinStore? I know there's 3 options. Playing on Epic. Okay, that's good to know. I will have to... Wait a minute. I'm just crouched in this bush. What I'll do for you is I'll drop a message to the service team right now and just see if there's anybody that is aware of the Unreal Engine 4 fatal error. Someone playing on Epic just said... That might well be just an Epic specific thing, but I have dropped a message to the team just so that they're aware. It probably won't be something that we'll be able to get sorted tonight, just because at the moment in the UK, the workday is finishing up. So just as an FYI, it will be probably something that'll be looked at tomorrow. But if I do get a response back during this, I'll let you know, Jarex. And I'm also going to... just move this over here so that I can see the stream chat much better. There we go. That's better. It's random too, so probably a bit of an edge case. Yeah, if I was you, best thing to do is probably also just to message the service team directly. There is if you go onto the website, there is a link for the support chat. Weather patches always come in the middle of tournaments. To be honest, it's something which we have sort of these planned in quite well in advance. And maybe it's something that actually what we can look at trying to do is a little bit more knowledge in advance and let you know when patches are coming. That could well be something which we could look at trying to do. Trying to link in with the competitive
Hey, Commander,
side.
watch out!
Trying to link in with the competitive side is definitely something which I'd like to try and do a little bit more. You have an off season. Again, yeah, something which maybe something for 2026 we can look at trying to be in a bit more communication with you guys in the competitive scene about when updates are coming, if that's something you're interested in. But if so, let me know. Just drop me a message, and that's something we can maybe look at trying to organise. But yeah, anyway, we're going to move up. We're going up to the next POI, and that is going to be the yellow house. Obviously something which Adam covered really beautifully in his... wow, look at the... Oh my gosh, look at the artillery strike coming in. My god, that's terrifying.
I think there's no P there on my observer in the north.
Observer, oh, that's well back though. And it looks like we're actually being taken back on the old OP. That's not great. Ah, they're taking it back. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it seems there's always a tournament of some sorts, so good luck. There's always a tournament, and I know that it's not ideal for you guys running the tournaments, or playing in them as well when there is an issue, when something like that happens. So, yeah, if there is a possibility of us... why is my outpost not being able to go down? Where do I want to put it? Yeah, I think I want to put it here, actually. Why is that? There we go. Ah, too much in the building. I just want to try and make it so that our team can get up to the thing. I've just put a new outpost down a little bit closer to the yellow house. Ben, you can use your connection with Altberg to give the comp scene some... That is something which I could definitely, and I'm sure that Altberg would be very keen to chat with me about that. Gotta love Altberg. Critical, by the way, I saw you messaging in the Discord. I know there's obviously a lot of changes that have gone down with the likes of the armor changes and such. I hope that you've been enjoying them. Lots of healthy discussion. I'm sure both positive and negative. Always comes with a big change, such as what's happened here in update 18. Alright, going up here. Approaching the yellow house. Sounds like there's some people nearby. Try and go up here. Ooh. Can't remember if that's 2-story. Don't think it's 2-story. But that artillery, that's a pretty gnarly looking shot. Oh my gosh, bullets come from everywhere right now. Oh, that's somebody nearby. Oh, that's a dog. Oh, there's definitely people there though.
Enemy dropping supplies behind railway crossing.
Throw some nades up. There's the flamethrower. Alright, Keto, you just run in like a madman, please. Yeah, Keto, you run in like a madman. And I'll see if I can take him out after you. We got this. Try and cross over here on the smoke. Oh no, wait, what?
So that's a bad thing.
No! Damn. Vastis, what's up? Enjoying the new update finally live. I read the changelog. It was a mile long. If you think about how long it took to read, mate, imagine how long it took to write that one out. It was hell long. But it was a good one. There's a huge amount of information. They have, I mean, there was over, I think I counted something like 740 bug fixes on Stalingrad, which is just actually insane how much work has gone into that. But yeah, my God. Hammer for fuel. Oh my God, I forgot about the hammer for fuel. That's something absolutely I can do. If I had a hammer. I've got no hammer. Maybe I can spade them. The James Industry. Was it hell let loose? Alright, James, how you doing? I've noticed performance increases on the rework map. That is wonderful to hear. I know there's been a huge amount of work that the team has done to improve the performances on this map, including all 700 plus of all those bug fixes, as well as all the other changes and additions to the map. So, yeah, huge shout out to the team for getting the performance so much better on this. Oh, I was looking at chat. That is, see, you can't look at chat, can you, while you're playing? That is the issue.
Enemy airhead.
All right, we'll go back on the outpost. Slightly further back, I think.
Did you say you want the spies on F on the E mark?
Chris Phil, new RT Strike is a little broken, but we're only 6 hours in, so more ideas to test. I mean, I cannot wait to see what the competitive scene come out with. The potentially new strategies and such that come up, particularly with the changes to the commander, as well as obviously all the changes to the map itself, which is going to probably impact a load of strategies.
Airhead and supplies dropping on that marker.
Jig, Garage dismounted.
It does not take long till players start drive default trucks out.
Well done.
Oh my gosh, wait, I'm going to show that. No! Just try and get myself up a little bit further before I bandage. That looked like a flamethrower there.
Enemy supplies landed on dock. Enemy supplies marker.
Nade's going off. Sorry, Kido. Rest in peace. Out of the map, into the rivers, and then wrench them to collect fuel. That does sound like something that would happen with a competitive scene. Absolutely big brain stuff. Oh my gosh.
Tank down.
We're gonna move, we're gonna move.
Commander, do you have supplies to throw?
I dropped supplies. I did not put it in the right spot.
Let's get low end.
Can't really hear you.
Let's have a little look, see what I can see.
Right, cap race it.
I dropped supplies, but I might not have put it in the right spot.
Nothing ahead, we're gonna move up.
Done.
I think it was supplies, right?
You wanted it.
Looked like it at least.
I'm just having problems finding places to stay alive long enough to get.
I tried tank for 4 hours this morning. That is a long time playing tank. The new map looks great though. I'm glad that you're enjoying the new map, even if the armor changes aren't to your liking just yet. It's still something, like, again, as we wanting to sort of clarify, this is just the first changes, the first phase and iteration of the changes. So if you do have feedback, then please do let us know, because that is going to be essential to us continuing to develop the armor.
Enemy garrison destroyed on Yellow House.
Yeah, garrison is gone.
Oh. Thrown in. Throw some grenades up. Alright, we're gonna move in, we're gonna move in. Everybody's going. I'm gonna follow suit. Let's capture this yellow house. So many dead bodies. Shots coming from over that way, I think. I'm gonna have a little look, see if I can find them. Oh, one!
I dropped the supplies.
No!
Got one for you guys.
Yeah, I already built it with my
There's
support.
one literally right just in the window,
Oh.
outside.
Well, not bad.
Oh no, he's got him! Dessert! Kino's got him!
We did a backup Gary at Yellow House up too.
Thank you so much for getting me there, Dessert.
Yeah.
I think that's Kino. Legend.
Thanks, brother.
Squad lead. Need someone to build some garrisons. Yes, the defensive garrison.
Yep, I can do that, so it's gonna have to get me.
Panzer 4 on jig marker.
I'm being revived. Let's go. Stay low. Stay low. Stay. No. No. Of course, I've got 3,000 hours in tank so far. My gosh, that is insane, Hajima. 3,000 hours. Spawn this one, get back in quicker. The tank changes in general are very welcome. It's good. Tanks get stuck on absolutely everything. Everything that tanks get stuck on, let us know. One thing to note is I don't know if you were doing testing in a live server environment or just in the practice range or the explore mode, but in the explore mode and the firing range, those are offline modes, and basically the physics don't quite work exactly right, which is something we're very much aware of. So if they continue to get stuck in the live server, it was testing in an official server. Was that in an official, actually like a live server? Because if so, then please let us know. Go onto the Discord. We've already got like an armor specific. Yeah, okay, that's great to know. If you go onto the armor,
I need like.
I was burned alive there, lads.
Got one guy there.
Yeah, so if you go onto the you got footage and pictures. Okay, that's perfect. So yeah, if you go onto the Discord, there's already an armor rework feedback forum that's been created, and you can basically just add any of the feedback you've got there, which can include any images and such. So yeah, just feel free to add whatever you need. Because yeah, the team will very much appreciate that, I'm sure. Vastus, you said, I really like the hammering fuel thing, even if some people might exploit it. It was I also really like the technician role. That was a small and very nice surprise. I'm very glad to hear that. Yeah, the technician role is something slightly different, and I think that I'm hoping that a lot of people are going to really enjoy a slightly different role within the armor squadron. So yeah, that's really great to see. Ben, look at the sky. Done. All right. Is that what you wanted me to do? Look at the sky? To be fair, Skybox, they have done a great job with this one. Obviously, this is just the normal sort of daytime overcast one. Hello, Kido. But I mean, my favorite one has to be on the skirmish mode in the dusk setting with a pink sky. That one looks absolutely sick.
You're right.
People nearby it. I'm going to chuck a little... Oh, we've won! Perfect. It is a very nice guy, James. You are completely correct. We're not going to look at any of my stats, but I'm going to give Mr. Kido some love. Where is he? There you go. He revived me multiple times. It's got to be for Kido. But thank you very much for my team. Bartak, Dessert, Yellow Dart. I appreciate you giving me some love. I didn't do anything in that game. That was everybody else. But I appreciate everybody else at least telling me. I mean, I died far more than I actually got kills there, but... Get a little bit more XP. Why not? But no, I'm glad that everybody has been enjoying the update so far. It has been... And I hope that everybody enjoyed the content that's sort of been coming out of it as well. We've been getting some great sort of screenshots, some great videos that have been made. We'll hopefully have a few more that are armor specific as well, coming very soon. Ben carried the squad. Ben didn't do anything, James. But I got loads of XP for it, so I can't complain. My officer stats are going through the roof right now. You love to see it. Okay, I got 3 kills, and I killed the commander, and I killed an officer, so what can I say? I'm carrying. Ben died extremely well. That is, I couldn't have said it better myself. Wait, yo, Rasbora, how you doing, my friend? Am I in the wrong Discord, maybe? Let's have a quick look. Discord. Please say that this is working. Come join this Discord here. And Steam is down. As in all of Steam is down? Surely not.
I'm in Baker.
We're going to leave server. I'm going to go play another Stalingrad server. Steam is completely down. That is not great. I'm currently in Steam right now. Oh, Steam Tuesdays. Is there an update to Steam? Is that what it is, Raz? For the last 30 minutes, don't log out of Steam. It has an update. Close it, reload it. You won't get back in. Oh, that's wonderful. Then I probably shouldn't have left this server. Because I was... Yeah, that's probably not a great shout by me. Close it, reload it. Oh, okay. Well, I feel like that's probably a good shout for me to finish up for the stream. I hope that everybody has enjoyed. Probably not my gameplay. My gameplay was below par, I think, to say the least. But I appreciate though everybody coming in. Adam was an absolute joy to have on stream. He was incredible to be able to describe what he has done and what his incredible team has done to the Stalingrad map. I know that there's been loads of questions about other elements that have come with update 18. I can definitely, if you enjoyed this, do let us know in the comments. I'm going to be popping this up as a YouTube VOD as well. So if you have got any other comments that you'd like to have, just let me know, whether that be in the YouTube comments, in the Discord, in the Reddit, wherever it is. Because, yeah, this was really great to do. And I really actually enjoyed the slightly more casual nature of the stream. But for now, I'm going to say thank you for being here. Thank you to everybody who has asked questions, who played along. Kido for reviving me at least 3 times in that match. I needed that very much because Ben was not hitting any shots. He was just getting hit. But no, thank you very much, everybody. I will catch you on the next one. And for now, enjoy update 18.
Peggy 16.
With update 18, Stalingrad is receiving a major refresh, bringing new life to one of our most iconic maps. Across the battlefield, we've refined and expanded areas to give you more tactical options and greater immersion. At the train station, new trenches and buildings strengthen both defensive and offensive options, whilst the Carriage depot has been reworked with a fresh carriage layout, adding more depth to the fighting around the central railway. The city itself sees several key updates, including the Yellow House now featuring a brand new point of interest building, and the brewery has been given extra attention to improve both cover and atmosphere. We've also revisited HQ zones, with adjustments to both the Soviet and the German HQ. One of the key goals for this refresh was to address performance issues across the map. This has led to changes in many areas, including the Pavlov's house capture point. Not only have these adjustments improved overall performance on both PC and console, they have also balanced the gameplay experience by improving sightlines and introducing new buildings and cover that create increased strategic opportunities. To further heighten immersion, you'll also notice large-scale fire VFX improvements, new ambient fog volumes found across the map, and expanded use of volumetric fog, deepening the atmosphere of urban warfare in Stalingrad. As always, our aim is not to replace what you love about this map, but to refine and enrich it, whilst respecting its original design. The Stalingrad refresh releases as part of Update 18 on all platforms. For details on every change coming to the game, head over to our website to read the full changelog.